So here is about, this is about the standard costing. So very first part is about the meaning. Now standard costing is like whenever the organizations do with the production, firstly they planned, they decide, or we can call it as a budgeted or estimated cost. Then once the plan is done or estimations is done or a budget is decided, then they will start with the actual production, actual activity or actual target. Once they complete the actual target, they compare the standard with the actual. And in case if any differences are there, the difference like when suppose for an example, they have decided to produce an activity for 5,000 units, whereas the cost of 5,000 comes to 1 lakh. And when they start with the actual production, the cost increases to 1,30,000. So, in case में 30,000 is additional cost has incurred. So that difference, whatever we calculate, that is considered as a variance or a part of a standard cost. So why it is done? Because majorly it is one of the cost job costing ka technique hai. Standard costing is considered to be one of the technique of a job costing. Then the next part is about the variance. Variance means the differences, the difference between actual activities or actual cost and the standard cost which we have decided. Actual is done after we do with the production, whereas standard is before we do with the production. And that both difference is called to be a variance. Now this variance can be, here you can see the variance can be adverse or favorable. Adverse is like a negative and favorable is a positive. In this case, standard cost है 5 lakhs, whereas the actual cost है 5,80,000. When we did with actual production, 80,000 आपका ज़्यादा हुआ है, so 80,000 is a minus. We will consider this as a adverse. The difference is adverse. Now the next part is about the type of standard cost. So there are basically two types of standard cost which is there in the syllabus. One is a material or the other one is a labor. We are having other types as well, like variable variances is also there, fixed variance and variable variance, but that is not there in the syllabus, so we are not considering that part. Now here, considering the material, when we calculate the material cost, like यहाँ पे जो देखा है, there are two types of cost. One is a material and one is a labor. Material part here, when we calculate material cost, whenever we want to calculate cost of any product, we multiply quantity with the price. तो जब आप मटेरियल कॉस्ट फाइंड आउट करते हो, मटेरियल में दो वेरिएबल होते हैं, वन इज प्राइस एंड दूसरा है क्वांटिटी. यूसेज इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ क्वांटिटी एंड प्राइस इज वन ऑफ द वेरिएबल. ये दो फैक्टर्स है विच इज इम्पैक्ट ऑन मटेरियल का कॉस्ट. प्राइस आपका कम ज्यादा हो रहा है तो इट विल अफेक्ट द मटेरियल का टोटल कॉस्ट. क्वांटिटी आपका अगर कम ज्यादा हो रहा है तो इट विल अफेक्ट ऑन द मटेरियल कॉस्ट. तो यहाँ पे वी आर यूजिंग थ्री टर्म्स, M1, M2, M3. M1 में एक्चुअल क्वांटिटी जो आपने प्रोडक्शन करने के लिए यूज किया है, दैट एक्चुअल क्वांटिटी मल्टीप्लाइड होता है जो एक्चुअल रेट आपने पे किया है और इंकर्ड हुआ है फॉर पर यूनिट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. M2, M2 इज अगेन एक्चुअल क्वांटिटी इनटू स्टैंडर्ड रेट. यहाँ पे आप दोनों दोनों एक्चुअल एक्चुअल ले रहे हो, यहाँ पे एक्चुअल क्वांटिटी इनटू स्टैंडर्ड रेट. And the third one is M3, which is standard quantity for actual production multiplied by standard rate. One example is given over here. For an example, see 1 unit is equal to 50 kg. तो अगर आपका actual production 50 units हुआ है, 1 unit के लिए 50 kg है, तो 500 units के लिए quantity कितना? You will do with the cross multiplication. And आपका answer will be 25,000 kg. जब आप मटेरियल प्राइस वेरिएंस कर रहे हो, इट इज M1 माइनस M2. ये एक फॉर्मूला है, शॉर्टकट मैंने दिया था. व्हेन यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग मटेरियल यूसेज वेरिएंस, which is also considered as a quantity variance, which is M2 minus M3. And the third one is material cost variance, which is M1 minus M3. ये सारे formulas जो है, this is given in the textbook. This is also given in the textbook, ये वाला part, the whole, and this is also given in the textbook, but I have simplified it M1, M2 and M3. पूरा like whatever 7 mark or 8 mark or 15 mark का question, easily you can score over here. Same thing is applied with the labor. Material के केस में टर्म्स जो यूज होते हैं हियर मटेरियल के केस में वी हैव टू यूज स्टैंडर्ड क्वांटिटी, एक टर्म है आपका, देन नेक्स्ट है स्टैंडर्ड प्राइस, देन नेक्स्ट है एक्चुअल क्वांटिटी, next the actual price. This is for material. Now here for labor, if you are doing labor के केस में it include labor rate variance. लेबर कॉस्ट इम्पैक्ट होता है रेट पे, आप वर्कर को जो रेट दे रहे हो वो, एंड लेबर का एफिशिएंसी क्या है। सेम जैसे मटेरियल में अप्लाई किया था एग्जैक्टली इन द सिमिलर वे वी विल डू फॉर L1 which is actual hours into actual rate, L2 actual hours into standard rate, and L3 standard hours for actual production multiplied by standard rate. यहाँ पे labor rate variance is L1 minus L2, efficiency variance L2 minus L3, and labor cost variance L2 minus L3. लेबर के केस में वी यूज द टर्म एज अ स्टैंडर्ड आर, मटेरियल के केस में क्वांटिटी है, यहाँ पे आर है, स्टैंडर्ड रेट, देन actual hours and actual rate. Now only these things you have to use. Accordingly, you have to apply the formula and use it. I hope it is clear.